Wow. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I have to come on in, space. I know I'm recording as my video got released, and I had watched it at its premiere and really honed in on it again, just kind of looking at it and even expanding. So I had to come in. This is an off the cuff because I needed to come in. I couldn't put this off. I really couldn't put this off because this will go joint into what the last two videos is, and then it's going to span in a different observation or degree. But watch, stay with me because we're going to go into some stuff right here. No screen to share. I might do it afterwards if I feel it. I mean, in another video, but this is off the cuff. I'm going in on this. So my thought was, we were talking about the reflections of self, right? This also, know this. When you don't know, this is what's happened to us as beings. We give power away all the time. Book of Revelation that says the people gave power to the beast. Since we are power points and power connections, but when you don't have knowledge that you are, or knowledge of self, you don't realize that you can always be siphoned or hijacked to use your energy. And you say, well, what are you talking about with this? Remember, we talked about reflections of self. I went into how your hair is your antenna, your third eye is your projector. Your eyes have film on them, right? Now we're talking movies, recording movies. We're talking the wood. We're talking those things. Our projector. We actually get, without our knowledge, by where your attention goes, your energy goes, right? Where your attention is really short for antenna. And I've talked about how we're an antenna, this brain is, but also these hairs are like antennas. They when they do drug tests on people, they do it through the blood, through the urine, and these last very limited amount of times compared to a hair follicle, an antenna, your connection. Those sit in the follicles of your hair, those follicles. There's something about those ecals, right? Maybe I'll look in that word one day, in a ETA or a word of the day. WOTD. But what I'm saying is that we're projecting out all the time, and we don't realize that we're that source that's connected to you. Like I always talk about higher self, lower self. The higher self's like the most authentic thing about yourself that's not swayed by the thing that sways us a lot, even when we come to the knowledge that we deal with, is this character that will tie us into an entanglement even more if we let it have its lead, and it's called the ego. But our higher self really doesn't get entangled with that. It's like the higher process of your divinity or your divine connection of the divine you're connected to. And I'll just say it, the real you is it connected to it because it's part of it. It's a reflection of it. It is it. You're one with it. The ego wants to play on the physical outside, right? So this is why I'm saying this. We're always projecting. We're always giving it away. Since we have no knowledge of this as a whole, right? Only parts do. Us that are seeking wholeness. I'm going there. Watch this. Them that like to radiate power and use are always using our energetic field to, as like I said, what is this? This is a projector to project your energy to create their reality. Take yours back. That's why this video is about the reflecting, the fractals. When light breaks, like glass shatters, it becomes fractured. What do you have to do when you have a fracture? Wrist fracture, arm fracture. You have to get it set. You have to change the default settings, the set. You have to set it in proper order so it can heal as one again, one piece, one part. So when you really look at, like I said, that actors act, right? That's what they do. They know how to pay roles. And then the previous video, I mentioned how actors are so caught up in that projection of acting, they really don't know how to harness true self, because they're always playing another role that's really through them but outside of them, and then they reflect it, and then they call it go to the movies, right? I want to take that word right there. I'm not going to break it on share screen maybe later, but let's talk about this. So you know that you're an emotional being. That's one of the things that has you in this energetic space of the physicality, is we have all this emotions. Think about your central nervous system. I may have mentioned this in the last video. May have mentioned this on the last video. I wasn't planning to do this. I knew I needed to make some content, but after revelating, it was like, go in now. Go do an off the cuff to save it. Was that we end up in places that we're getting hijacked for a projector. That's why the beast is fueled by the people giving away their power. They're giving away their projection to create a false reality in the land of Sim. But that's another story. Let's go to the Sim movies. The word movie, notice, move has the word move in it. Move is energy. It's moving. Exercise, right? Moving is not standing still. You're in a move. But we know when we watch it, you're sitting still, giving all your projection and attention away to another movie. But what I'm going to say is show you the word movie is reverse engineered from move, and the E represents energy at the end. Move I, energy. Move their energy, move their eyes, their energy. It's reverse engineered from emotion being first. Emotion is actually energy and motion. Movie is reverse engineer of that. Come on now. Told you when this came upon me today, I said I'd go in and do it off the cuff. Don't just write it down or come back to it later. This is the space you are in to present this and project this from you, to turn on your own projector, and don't let anybody run the projector in your movie theater. Come on now. The theater within. The theatrics within. Don't allow your emotion to be moved, because that's the thing. They love our emotion. They love that energy. They love a lot of what energy's moved that's negative energy. I call that a vamp. But anyways, you're reflective, that we've been talking about, the refracting. Look, your reflective house. That's projecting. You're the projector. You got follicles of hair, antenna. You got eyes, camera. You got the projector, the third eye. What do you have over your eyes, your cameras? You have film. Come on now. You have what? Film. There's a film covering over everybody's eyes for protection. What are the movies called? They need a projector. They need a screen. Woo, now we're going. They're screening you. How are they screening you? Through the platform of where your energetic field is, has almost like a backdrop, Earth. Yeah. The plane, if I can say it, if I will. The holosphere. What am I saying? I'm saying that we come in this earth, right? We're born, we live this, we're fed this information from our parents as one version of a baby self to a toddler self, and then we enter into the little child self, go to school. We're taught all this, but we here that are open-minded and have this experiences always had a curiosity that killed, they say curiosity killed the cat. I'm telling you, the cat has 9 lives. Bingo. The curiosity will kill you in order for, if you want to use that word, die. And I've said before, dying is an illusion. Dying comes with the word dive, which means go down deeper. Sometimes we have to go down deep to the root to find what we need to find and to untangle all the onion within us, the entanglements. Say you're entangled by, use the example as an octopus. You got 8 entanglements going around you and they're all trying to grab you. Do you untangle it? Do you untangle it one at a time? These entanglements represent that which actually covers you from seeing you in the reflections. Remember the last videos you see in part. But back to the movie. It's called a movie because it moves your emotion. It moves I, being you, your emotion. The move, and it's moving your emotion. And that's all they want to get is the moving of emotion. Whatever emotion it is, always notice a lot of, especially with all these superhero films, is always the villain and the bad guy, the antagonist and protagonist, right? Which we see here, the duality plane, right? How can we protect your screen, your antenna, but don't let them project your energy? That's called walking, come here, in mysterious ways. What do you got to do? Learn to walk in a mystery. And notice the word mysterious is short for mist. When the mist comes, you're mysterious. You're not seen in the mist. That's why you can be a mystic. Notice the connection. What's a mystic? Somebody who walks in a mystery. Somebody who has mysterious knowledge. Somebody who walks in a hidden. Somebody who's veiled themselves up through the mist. When you walk in a different light that can't be seen, hence glitching the matrix. Follow me. Revelate. This is a place of revelation, light, and knowledge to grasp. Revelations galore. Revelations coming from inside. The intuition and many other gifts within you that can be spurned or turned on because you go into your house and you turn on your own house. You're not moved by that which is outside of you. By just getting your energy in motion or moving energy. Man, I hope you guys see this. I could feel this as a brand. Hot cakes on the griddle. Man, these are fresh. This is some fresh fruit. Picked from the best tree. This is revelation, consummation knowledge. Ready to drink from that higher self. So back to the higher self. It's a divine part of you that really doesn't get dismayed by the ego and knows how to, every domain thing we do physically, caught up in worry, caught up in bills, caught up in jobs, caught up in this, caught up in dramas, caught up, or downward dogged in it. Your higher self really just I don't give it any attention. I stay in a certain area that's really you, connected to you. The divine area doesn't get dismayed by physical illusions. Come on now. Get it. Light bulb, revelate, activate. Be aware that you're fully have these aspects are within you as you go in and entangle. And as you go in and entangle and find out and get initiated in another degree by the initiate within you, which is now starting to be, like we said yesterday, you looking in and you become an observer of yourself. The mirror, not in part no more, but you're getting to be known as you're known in the previous video, right? You're being known as you are known. You're not faking the funk of the reality experience. Sometimes the pressing thing or the thing that hits you is when you're dealing with people that really aren't getting where you're at now and you're wanting to share, but you know that you can't share this now because they're not going to grasp it. It happens all the time, right? It happens all the time. These little jewels off the cuff. These little jewels off the cuff. Jewels. Jewels. Jew. L. Put it together. You'll start seeing and start putting the puzzle back together, or the pieces. In the previous video I talked about Humpty Dumpty. Couldn't, all the king's horsemen and all the king's men couldn't. Well, they don't. They're good at fracting. Cause the fracture, cause the fractals. Dogma, indoctrination. True heresies. Got to look up the word pagan and find out these words that they gave don't mean. Go look at what it means. And you'll go, God, sign me up. And the reality, all these base religions from everywhere, all are founded on what they call paganism. All of them, all of them, all of them, all of them. Even your Muslims and Christianities and Jews. Come on now. This is uncensored back here. We won't tell it like it is. On off the cuff, especially when I go in off the cuff. The knowledge of self. That which seems to be presented. Do your dive, you're seeing it's not what it is. You're becoming a master and mastering noticing the puppets. That's a shout out to a record and a song, right? Or I think it's the name of the record. Master of puppets. I'm telling you, you observe the master of the puppets. You don't deserve. We give credence to the puppets out here. But who's mastering them? That's what fella I look at. Hence, when Dorothy went to Oz, and at the end, what happened in that movie? She had the red slippers, right? She walked the road. She had the cowardly lion, which was an aspect of herself. Fear. And she had all those aspects of the others, a scarecrow, right? Think about this. And then she went in behind the curtain and I opened it, and it was like, you're the one causing this mess and turmoil? Really? It's you? I mean, you look fragile, you look old, and you probably wore with putting your socks on. But you're a musician behind the curtain, and it's you? Let me go home. This mystery's over. It's not a mystery no more. It's plainly seen. Walk off the set, go home. Walk off the movie, go home. This is even a type and foreshadow. There's a lot of types and foreshadows in that movie, right? Movie. Moving I energy. Moving the folks energy, the I, the great I, right? I energy, or I am, is connected to the I, all the energy that is. Everything's energy, can't be created or destroyed. Just talk that truth. You're a living soul. You're a living energetic field. We talk about the energetic field of creativity, how you can glitch stuff and how you can actually create real realities within realities. Your reality. Hence. I like that word, hence, right? Today I've used it a few times. I appreciate you guys coming in. I just had to go off the cuff today. I don't even know how many minutes I've gone. I just know that I needed to go in now. I was going to put it off and do it later, but my higher self said, go in. It's flowing. It's flowing. You'll have to write it down and recall into total recall to call it back to you. And sometimes the call and response don't echo on when you need it, right? It may echo later. Call and response. Another musical term for those who know. Call and response, but also look at it spiritually. I'm going to do a video on the ripple effect. And when you look at the ripple effect, drop the pebble in the water and how it starts to expand like this, right? And the center is like the Monet, or the middle, the Monette. It's right there. It's the beginning. It's the creative. It's the pole. And then it starts going away from itself, right? Going within. It starts expanding outside itself. But if you look at the circles within the circles it's created, and then you look at an ear and you go, oh, it represents kind of, I could see the geometry of even an ear shaping in it, and amongst other things. But notice, I said hair, even ears, speakers, right? Ears. EARS, ears. Eyes, the brow, right? You got the third eye. Hair follicles, film over the camera, film over the eyes, the natural eyes. There's a film over it. Projector, film, or reflect you, see you, create a move eye to stir your motion, i.e. energy, right? Motion, energy. Get their energy, get that projector going to create the reality we're trying to connect. As we use them, as the people gave their power. So let me tell you, if the people have to give power to it, does it really have power? If you were to turn off your switch and say, no, can't. No can do. Think about it. We're powerful. And the story, we did the secret book of John, right? The demiurge, Yadabaoth, Yahweh. It says that he was ignorant, right? No knowledge. Thinks things that are not so. Jealous, envious, nut. When you go break down each story. Say one thing, always do another. Inconsistent as But in the story, there's a jealousy because that which came forth, AI, i.e., let's use i.e. like movie, energy was greater than what he had in his other creations. Jealousy. When he says there's no God besides me, right? I'm talking the Yadabaoth, the demiurge. None beside me. Was he really talking about trying to entangle you and plug you into him because you're the God that he's talking about? Ooh. Bam. Think about that. Ooh. Man, that's tasty. Just think about it. Just let that simmer and digest what I just said. And with that, I guess we can call this a wrap. You guys have a fantastic day. This was an off the cuff. And we're talking about your energy, moving energy. You're the projector. You're the reflection projector of your reflection within you. Your higher self is the divine in you. It's not persuaded or allowed to be persuaded or led astray by ego. We get caught in that turmoil from these processes within us, right? To observe, to what to use, what not to use, and to really be the observer, what that is. What is that trying to do? What's the ego trying to wrap me up into now? But anyways, you guys have a good one, or I'll keep going. All right. Appreciate it. This will be released Thursday.